We're back, baby. It feels so good to be back talking about Ultimate Team. So much to cover today. We just had an hour-long stream from EA Sports covering everything Madden 22 Ultimate Team. What's going to be available on launch day, promos, strategy items, certain players, attributes, literally so much to cover. We're breaking it all down here. Also, make sure you guys have a beverage and or chips and or something that suits your age. For me, I've chosen a great tasting, less filling Miller Lite. Not sponsored, but if they want to, I would be down. So since we've got so much to cover, without further ado, let's get into it. First thing, few housekeeping items. Good Morning Madden is returning next week, Monday through Friday. I'll link the Twitch stream down in the description below, so make sure you guys follow that Twitch stream and you go check out Good Morning Madden. They're going to be breaking down way more information that we cover today in more detail. So I'll be covering all of that for you next week. If you guys want to be subbed to the channel, I'll make sure to deliver all that news in the simplest form for you. Starting with the new eye, they brought on their new guy, Kevin Bailey. He's taken the place of Jake Stein. He's been with EA since Madden 2003. He's been on several different teams. He understands the game and the community very well. I'm excited to have a new guy on board to see what he brings to it. Starting with the new eye, they said their purpose was to simplify things, make you spend less time in the menus and more time being able to play the game. So it just seems like everything is much more kind of accessible at a glance, as opposed to last year, the menus, you had to do a lot of menu surfing. Next thing is strategy items. They've totally revamped chemistries and how they work. Instead of spending all your time buying certain chemistries like Go Deep and Play Fake and Lockdown that we've been buying for the last however many years, they turned it into 4 different slots at launch that we can choose which chemistries we want using like a chemistry strategy item. At launch, they say there's going to be 4, 2 offense, 2 defense, kind of how we're somewhat similar to with chemistries. We'd normally run 1, maybe 2. However, they said with promos, they can add specific chemistry slots. They can add specific strategy items that fit just that promo, or just throughout the year, they can add more offense or more defense or take away offense or take away defense. Basically, it's to spend less time in the menus, to like totally upgrading your players, adding new chemistries, doing all that very arduous process to save time, which as a guy who is big on user experience, I very much appreciate that. Also, you'll use training to upgrade these chemistries to better tiers to unlock more upgrades to each player. They can work on specific players. They can work on player groups. They can work on sides of the ball. They can work on everything. So they're very, very customizable depending on what will help your team the most. And that kind of gives the player that control. There also was tiers with these. So like common, uncommon, rare, kind of like, think like battle royale type tiers with like green, blue, gray, that kind of stuff. Seems like there's tiers to these cards. And as the year goes on, they'll release different tiers of different cards that will help you even increase the chemistries that you're adding to specific players or player groups. Halftime adjustments, 60 seconds to adjust who is and who is not activated on your team. You can't interchange, add, and subtract different abilities from players, but you can activate and unactivate specific players based on what your opponent is running, but they also can do the same thing. So there's going to be a lot of strategy with this. You're not just going to have specific players on your team activated. You're going to have groups of players activated depending on what scheme meta is going on. So you can run your scheme. If it's not working against whatever meta or strategy your opponent is running with, you have the ability to tweak that or change that at halftime. It's a really cool feature. It adds a lot of dynamic gameplay to the mode. I'm a little nervous to see how it pans out in reality, because I think it's one of those things where it sounds great, but it could be very dangerous based on balancing. We'll have to see though, because obviously both teams can make adjustments. Both teams can plan ahead. So we'll have to see who's more prepared on this. It adds another element to team building, which I do think is exciting. It's just obviously you're gonna have to spend a lot more training for it. Still got a ton more to cover. Stats on items. So the example they showed, it's like rushing, receiving, kick return, punt return, and MUT stats. You can check how they work versus CPU in head-to-head, current or all-time. All-time meaning, you know, that player card, whether he's been on other teams or just your team, how's it performed all-time, which I think is so cool. That's gonna be really cool to see. You buy a Patrick Mahomes off the auction block and someone's been like dominant with that Patrick Mahomes and it has thousands and thousands of yards. That's cool. That card has been through some shit, which is cool to see. Like as a player, it's not game-changing, but it's definitely a feature we've been wanting for a long time, and they seem to have done a pretty good job implementing it. It'll also dynamically update throughout the year. They'll add different stats. They might take away stats depending on what people are looking at. There's also next-gen stats if you're on next-gen consoles, which will just give you kind of some more specific stats. The examples they gave are like longest rushing yards after first hit or hang time for QB throws, etc., stuff like that. Next is Ultimate Seasons. This is, I think, kind of their change at the pace of Madden, at the change of MUT levels. It's kind of going to repurpose everything that they do. We used to have different series, and when the series updates would change, we did pack odd changes, and we get new updates for our player levels and all this kind of stuff. We'd kind of level up 10 levels at a time. With this, it's going to be different. It's much more like Zero Chill is the example they gave, where the way to level up and change your MUT level and get new unlocks along the way is to play the game. Get, 100 wins, get 200 passing touchdowns, get 100 rushing touchdowns. This is the kind of stuff that you'll have to do in order to rank up. And every time a season resets, which they said is every 90 days, it's really nice to know ahead of time when this is going to happen so we can plan accordingly. But when it resets, you don't just get another 10 MUT levels added on and you go grind a solo. Essentially, you reset, you go 0 to 50 again. You'll have 50 new levels to gain, and it looks like the best way and the only way to level up is by playing the game. And I'm sure we'll have solo challenges to grind to make it faster or easier, but it's not quite the same of just grind the same solo for literally 8 hours until you get enough experience and you're leveled up. You'll have to do challenges along the way, like touchdowns, passing yards, that kind of stuff. You got your daily objectives coming back, your weekly objectives coming back. You also can earn limited time players by earning XP. And so all those level rewards, 0 to 50, will reset every single time. And he said, and he emphasized, they'll stay current based on what MUT is tracking at that point in the year. So like overall speed, that kind of thing, which is exciting because getting irrelevant cards in like January, December, so dumb, so pointless. I hope they get rid of that kind of crap, and it sounds like this is a step in the right direction. So the next thing I'm going to cover are all available at EA Play Early Access. Remember, if you have EA Play and you pre-ordered the Deluxe or MVP edition, you get those 10 hours on the August 12th, I think it is. And with that, you'll be able to play EA Play challenges, which is exactly what we had last year. And if you pre-order the game, you'll get both the Tom Brady and the Patrick Mahomes item, one from the pre-order and then one from completing the EA Play challenges. So if you pre-ordered, you'll be able to get both. You don't have to choose, which is great. You'll just have to complete those challenges in game. And then they have the campaign challenges, which is if you were less than MUT level 15 in Madden 21, which I doubt really anyone is. This is kind of a walkthrough for you. Otherwise, you can play these challenges totally by choice. It's kind of like a season, a walkthrough virtual season, and you actually unlock a campaign player item, which they showed like Derwin, Shaq Thompson, Chandler Jones, Travis Kelce, Cam Jordan, Bobby Wagner, Minka Fitzpatrick, and like one other player. They were pretty good player options if you want to grind through this in the first, 10-hour window that you have at EA Play. It's totally up to you. You don't have to, but the option is there, so it's kind of just something to do, more solo challenges to grind. They also have the Gridiron Forge, which if you get 80 stars, you get an 87 overall JC Jackson and his power-up. It's nice to see that they're including power-ups within what you get with these items for completing whatever solo challenge you're trying to complete. I hope that trend continues because power-ups that get to just like outrageous prices are stupid and bad for the game, and this is a good way of kind of keeping that under control. Guys, just a reminder, if you find information-packed videos like this, news videos, whatever about Madden 22, be sure to subscribe because I got a ton more of these coming your way. I'm going to follow all the Good Morning Madden streams next week and get all that information out to you in an easily consumable format. Team Affinity is coming back. I enjoyed the Team Affinity promo. The logo looks awesome. Even Kralo commented on that. God, it was good to have Kralo back, man. It really is. Team captains, team builders, all available at early access. The team captains come with a 3x team chemistry bucket. That's like what they had with Team Diamonds last year, where they get 3 times the team chemistry to help you build your theme team. Each ability for team captains, or some abilities, it's a little confusing, costs 5 training. It's kind of like a try before you buy for other players type of mentality. They want people to leverage their team captains in different ways than they have in the past years. We have 3 team captains that were revealed. We had Lance Alworth, John Lynch, and Shaun Alexander. But it's also cool because instead of like getting the collectibles and doing the challenges and the level, it was really confusing last year. It was dumb last year. A bunch of extra grinding. This year, it's just 5 training to unlock each tier. So you get them at 85, you get them up to 89 without having to like grind extra challenges for no reason or what have you. All you need to spend is 20 training to get them up. So that's pretty cool. The stats look cool, showing them on screen for you now. Those are 3 of the team captains. I don't know if those are all 3 team captains, but those are 3 of the team captains. They also said content creators are going to release the team builders throughout the next week and up to the launch of the game. As of now, we know Anthony Barr, Chase Claypool, Jalen Smith, Justin Herbert, and Landon Collins. Also available at EA Play launch, we have Core Rookie Exchange, which is essentially the same as last year. Rookie low to high exchange sets, that kind of thing. But Davante Smith plus his power up is your rookie champion. He's got 89 speed when he's all the way powered up, which Tyreek Hill base has 89 speed just for reference there. So Davante Smith, that should be a pretty fun one. Isaiah Simmons was hard to beat from last year as a Clemson fan, but Davante Smith should be definitely a fun rookie champion, as they refer to it. Next is our MUT Master, renamed, rebranded to Ultimate Champion Cam Chancellor. You just got to reach MUT level 5 to unlock him. Similar MUT Master challenges, get 100 touchdowns, get 100 wins, passing yards, rushing yards, etc. It's kind of the same thing. There's 19 tiers to get him to a 95 overall, which I'm assuming will be that way for the first like 4 or 5 months of the game. It usually is. They did a little bit different stuff with him though, because we got X Factor. He has this reinforcement elite, which starts in the zone, similar to like the top 100 players that they did for Madden 20, but it has a 6 AP cost, whereas like X Factors don't normally cost any AP. The X Factor does higher chance to defeat run blocks and disrupt catches. So it sounds cool, sounds different. Obviously, I hope it won't be overpowered. It's just going to come from testing to really see how that actually works in play, like in action in game. But he'll also have unique abilities discounted for the Ultimate Champion, both AP and training. So I think that's an interesting dynamic. It'll take some testing to really see what's best and what works well with whatever lineup is the meta. We have plenty of time to figure out the meta. Let's enjoy at least the first month of the game without having a distinct meta that every single person is running from one YouTube ebook, but at least we have something to really test and try out. So looks like MUT Master and team captains are going to be very usable this year, which is exciting because it's cool when, like, I remember Madden 20, Torrey Holt played a big impact. That's awesome to me. So I hope kind of the same thing here. Also, we'll have a secondary position of free safety and cornerback. The cornerback's not available to 94 overall, but it'll also have a discounted ability slot from 93 to 95. That gives the discounted AP cost. You have to get to 93 overall before you get access to that discounted AP cost. Worldwide launch release. So this comes out, I think, August 20th, whatever the full game releases. I don't have the dates down. I'm sorry. We'll get our Superstars promo, which is like our Superstar MVPs from last year, where players come preloaded with abilities, kind of get to try them out, see which players are really good, like mess with all that. They previewed some players. We got Russell Wilson, Terry McLaurin, Marlon Humphrey, and Saquon Barkley at an 89 overall. The card art, they said, was not final. It looks very similar to last year. We'll have to wait and see if this is kind of the final card art, but it did just, I mean, you can see it on screen. It looks very similar to last year. Pre-order content, all this stuff has been gone over like in 50 different YouTube videos, so I'm not going to go in detail, but I think with the Walmart, you get a Peyton Manning and Charles Woodson you get from GameStop pre-orders. They're like 85 overalls. They're not insane cards, but it's cool to see Peyton Manning back in the game. I think that's kind of the point of emphasis here because he wasn't in Madden 21, so it's cool to see him back in Madden 22. I hope we get more content specifically for him like later down the road. From the Legend Pack, okay, if you open the Tom Brady Legend Pack, you get Wes Welker and Rodney Harrison, but if you open the Pat Mahomes one, you get Deion Sanders and Randy Moss. Okay, I can only wonder what Legend Pack people will be going with on day one because they're gonna go with Pat Mahomes. The veteran bonus is like your loyalty bonus from last year. If you played 19, 20, and 21, however many of those 3 games you played is how many fantasy packs you'll get. That contains a fantasy 82 overall. So if you played all 3 games, you get 3 packs. You get 3 players, 82 overall from that. If you only played one of them, you get 1 pack. You guys get the deal. Rookie Premiere, all player reveal. I mean, you can go through all the players here. It kind of is what it is. We know all the players back from Madden 21 at this point for Rookie Premiere at least. The only thing important to note here is Jamar Chase has 91 speed. Is the fastest, to my knowledge, the fastest card in the game because they compare directly to Tyreek Hill right after, who has 89 speed. So Jamar Chase, 91 speed Rookie Premiere. Day 1, that will be the best wide receiver in the game. His route running stats aren't great, but 91 speed. Speed kills in Madden. We all know that. And they also revealed 5 of the top 10 players in Ultimate Team. Number 10, Zach Martin. Number 9, Ryan Ramczyk. Number 8, DeAndre Hopkins. Number 7, Tyreek Hill. There's that 89 speed I was talking about. Number 6, Jalen Ramsey. And the other 5 are coming tomorrow morning at EA Sports_MUT on Twitter. I'll link it down in the description along with the Twitch stream for Good Morning Madden if you guys want to check that out later. Long video, ton of information. I get it. I hope you guys found this easily consumable. This was an hour and 20-minute stream that I boiled down to hopefully like 15-ish minutes by the time I'm done editing. If you did, drop a like, subscribe for more of this content and news information leading up to Madden 22. I love you all, and we are back. So take a sip if you're 21, of course, because we are finally back, baby. Great videos coming. I appreciate you all. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you boys in the next one.